look really pale. Hi Flosstube, it's Carolyn Zuck here with Zuck Stitch. Thanks for stopping by my channel. Today is Saturday, September 21st, 2019. I'm so glad you're here. We will just jump right in and get started. I have quite a bit to share with you and some new crazy things that I'm going to be doing coming up. First, I wanted to talk about, I've been getting a lot of questions about my lap stand and how I'm liking it so far. So I think it was earlier this summer that I uploaded a video all about the lap stand, the Hirschside Craftworks lap stand, and I'll put a link below to that video in case you're thinking about getting a lap stand. So I've been getting a lot of questions about how I like it so far, and honestly, I haven't used it very much. I bought it intending for the really, really big full coverage projects like the Hades, which I realize is quite an investment for something like that. So I haven't used it a ton yet, but I plan to when Jan Hicks and I do the Farewell to Anger Sal in January 1. So I haven't used it a ton. I have tried it out a little bit because I got an attachment that lets you attach your Q-snaps. And for me, I stitch mostly in my bed in the evenings, and it's different for me, right? So I think I have to sit differently, otherwise I get different aches and pains. So I haven't quite figured that out. I played around with it a little bit when I got it, and I do like it, and it is a beautiful piece, but I think I really need to be sitting on the couch. So I need to get a setup with proper lighting and all that, so I can sit up on the couch and have different posture, because with do you hear Simon? I don't know what he's whining about. He's been fed. He's been watered, he's been played with, he just maybe wants to be a part of the video. Anyway, so I apologize about Simon in the background. But the lap stand, I think I need to just really try to use it sitting on the couch so that my posture is a bit better than in bed, because when I'm in bed I do slouch a little bit, which is fine when you have a Q-snap. So it's just a different, when you get in those habits and it's hard to kind of change them and break out of the habits. So that's what I'm going to do, is coming up in the next few months, definitely in January when we start Farewell to Anger, I will be using the lap stand. Hold on just a minute. So sorry about that. I don't know if you heard it in the background, but it sounded like something fell or crashed. I'm going to put a picture in to show you. Nothing fell. I have this alcove. So I'm upstairs in my house, and I have this alcove, and there's a banister that kind of runs along it. And every once in a while, Simon or Jack will, who are my cats, jump up there, and it gives me a heart attack because it is quite a ways down. So I'm going to put in a picture of the noise I heard and what I found when I left the room. So you can see he likes giving me a heart attack. I don't know what he wants. He's just looking for attention. I think he's maybe jealous that I'm talking to you guys and not to him. So I turned on the water faucet for him. Hopefully that will quiet him down a little bit. But you can see how high up that is and why he gives me a heart attack. And these cats, they're 12 years old, right? So they're not exactly kittens. Anyway, that's what happened. I was talking about the lap stand. I will give you an update when I actually start using it. One thing I did notice, because I was going to use it for the hoity-toity piece, one thing I noticed, so I specifically asked Hearthside not to put the webbing on. They can leave that off where you baste on your piece, and there's a Velcro system that you can use, which you can buy the Velcro just on 1-2-3 Stitch or anywhere like that, which I did because I thought that would be an easier way, because I don't necessarily want to spend time basting. What I found was when I needed to readjust the fabric positioning, the Velcro didn't stick at all to the fabric. So it says it's supposed to stick permanently and you're supposed to just kind of trim it off when you're done with the piece, but it pulled right up anytime I tried to. Now it will stay on if you have it attached and aren't trying to take the Velcro fabric off the lap stand. It'll stay on the rolled frame fine. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know if any of you have used the Velcro system. If you have any tips, maybe I just need to, I don't want to glue it on, but maybe I need to glue it on and trim it off. I plan to trim it off. I buy enough fabric to trim off the edges of with the Velcro on it. So I don't know what's going, maybe I made a mistake and I should have just had the webbing on there. So I don't know, I need to figure that piece out. But that's how the lap stand is going. I haven't used it a time, but I will definitely do an update video when we get to that. Okay, so moving into WIP, speaking of hoity-toity, so we have the ongoing sale going on, any long dog sampler that you want, and use hashtag long dog sal, I think is what we said. So I am working on hoity-toity, this beauty right here, and I am using the Jan Hicks color conversion, and I'll link that below. It's on her website, Mad for Yarn. So this is how far I've got. Well, let me show you. I haven't done this in a while. I'm going to put in a picture of where I was before 2 weeks ago. And then this is where I am now. I just love, love, love these colors. So the background, it's supposed to be a 310. I have hair. I'm a mess today, you guys. Background is supposed to be 310. I am using 939, so it's like a really deep, dark purple. And the pinks instead of the oranges, and I'm really loving it. I haven't gotten as much done as I thought, and I'll explain why in a minute. So that's where I'm at. I really love this piece, but I think I am not necessarily going to put it away, but I'm not sure how much more work I'm going to get done on it. Because the other piece I've been working a lot on is Stars Bright by Lindy Stitches. This is what it looks like. It has the granny squares going all around, and the quote says, "We would be together and have our books, and at night be warm in our bed together with the windows open and the stars bright." I have a good friend who is getting married in January, and I am making this for her wedding sampler, because this is very much her and her fiance. This is very much them. And this is how far I've gotten. So it is really coming together. I messed up the colors, I think, on this one, but you can't tell. Nobody knows, so I just went with it. I think I have one more square down here, and then I start over to complete this, and then the whole inside. I can do about a square an evening, and that's about all I can do, unless it's a weekend, and then I can maybe get 2 squares done. I greatly underestimated how long each of these squares would take. But I really love it. I love the colors. I think she will love it. And so I'm kind of on this kick to at least get the border done, because this is really the first project I've done that has a time due date, if you will. It's not till January. I'm not worried about it. I think I will get it done, especially if I keep up this pace. I think I will get it done. And I expect the center will go a little bit faster than the edges. But this is a beautiful, beautiful piece. So I am really enjoying that. Oh, this is on a 32 count, let me check my notes. No, 28 count casual linen by Picture This Plus in mint. It's the called for. I did everything called for that piece. Hoity Toity is on 32 count Lugana and Silvery Moon. Okay, so that is what I have been working on the past 2 weeks. I had this calendar. This is very similar to Stitchy Mommy, Sarah. Her calendar. My parents, they're so cute. They gave this to me at the beginning of this year. Aren't they so cute? And I didn't know what I would, so I'm a planner. I use paper planners, but this is just a monthly planner. And I wasn't really sure what I would use it for. And then I'm really mad that it took me this long to figure out that I'm going to use it for to track what I work on what day. So we are right here, Flosstube number 19. You can see, so X's mean I didn't stitch at all. And I had a lot of issues with my arthritis this week. I had a really big flare-up starting on Monday and was in a lot of pain. Couldn't find any relief, nothing worked, nothing helped. So this week was a big struggle. So not a ton of cross stitching got done, which is okay. I know it's going to ebb and flow like that. But I am feeling much better now. And I had a lot of people ask about 2 weeks ago when I said my throat was hurting, it never developed into anything. So I'm very, very grateful I didn't end up getting sick. It was just a sore throat. I drank a lot of water and got some rest, and I was good to go. So that is good. So I think this Stitching Mommy has the same calendar, or one very similar. It might be different pictures of cats, but I can keep track of everything I'm working on, everything I'm planning for. The Facebook group Stitch Mania, it's MAYNIA. They have put up all their stitch-alongs for 2020. So I went through that and decided what I want to try to participate in. And I'll talk about that later, maybe at my end-of-year review wrap-up in a few months. Okay, I just buried my notes here, so let me find... Oh, okay. So next, the bag is back. We're going to work on haul. I'm going to show you what I've gotten. What is wrong with me today? I'm going to show you what I've acquired recently. Don't look. Don't look. Don't look. Don't look. Did you peek? Okay. So first up is my Garan haul. So I told you I was in the Grime Guard of the Month Club for about a year. I just canceled it because I have so many Grime Guards. I love Garan. I love Ronnie and Gary. They are wonderful people. Of course, I'll link them below. Join their Facebook. Everything they sell through their Facebook group. And they only put up photos or albums once a week or so. So that's how you meet please and send your PayPal address, and you're expected to pay that PayPal invoice within 12 hours of receiving it, okay? So just be ready to pay it right away when you get it. So I was in the Grime Guard of the Month Club, the 11 by 11, and they have these great new tags. It's pretty new, 11 by 11, and it says Garan on it. So this was last month's. And then they do another good reason why you want to join the Facebook group, because it's fun and you can see their new releases for their bags and Grime Guards, but they also do a lot of giveaways, especially, if you're really active in the group, so you want to be active. So I won this matching bag. This is a 12 by 18 inch bag. It matches the Grime Guard and it's travel theme. So look at that. Isn't that great? It says airplanes, bicycles. I just really, really like it. Ronnie does the sewing, and it's just impeccable, and that's the inside. Very, very pretty. So I got that. Then I also got... They have started, not all the time, but just they've been doing a couple sales. There's an autumn Quaker sale and then a winter Quaker sale. And so they will do bags. So this is the 12 by 13, I think, for the winter sale bag. And so they did pre-orders. These are no longer available with the inside snowflake fabric. So they did a set. You could buy a set. So I got the 12 by 13 bag. I got the 11 by 11 Grime Guard, and I got the mini. And I think he gave me this because it was cut. So he considers this imperfect bag because the cardinal is upside down. I mean, the stitching is impeccable. Everything about it is perfect. The back is perfect. So he very generously gave this to me. So thank you very much, Ronnie and Gary. So now I have a whole set for my Christmas stitching ready to go. I'm not doing the Quaker sales. I have enough sales going on. But I got that. So I'm very excited about that. Jan Hicks was talking about XJU Design. She always talks about XJU Designs. And I have never purchased from them. She is online. She dyes fabric and threads and all of that. And I got my first ever XJU Designs fabric. Look at that. It's showing up pretty true to color. I got a 32 count Zweigart Belfast linen. The color is shell pink. It's a 19 by 27 inch piece. It is gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. And then along with that, she sent a free Stranded spun silk, 100% silk, mulberry. It's called mulberry. Here, I'll hold this up. Not that she sent this necessarily because they go together, but look at that. And it's so soft, you guys. So Jan, yet again, Jan is probably my biggest enabler. If I added up the amount of money Jan Hicks has made me spend, she's going to get quite the bill in the mail. Speaking of Jan, I'm going to link her recent video below because she just opened up a shop for her cross-stitch design. So she takes beautiful, beautiful photographs and she has started turning those into cross-stitch designs. So go check out the video, go check out her shop and have fun shopping away. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So I got that from Extra Designs on Etsy, and I will link this all below. Got a couple magazines in the mail. So World of Cross Stitching. I got 2 issues. I just signed up for a subscription, and they come out monthly. So somehow I got a really good deal. It was something like $50 for the year, which is really inexpensive when you think about color paper, shipping over from the UK and all that. So this is the September issue. So I got 2 right in a row, I think because of when I submitted my order. Sometimes they give you a couple backup issues. So I got that, and it came with, is this the one that came with it? I think so. Came with this free gift, 12 seasonal wreaths, and they're really, really cute. Let me see if I can show you. No, they're all graphs. Here, I'll give you an idea. So there's an example, but it goes through each month. So I can hold it back here. So that's January, you know, the flowers from each month. They even have an alphabet in the back, so you can make cute little cards or little wreaths for each month out of the year. So that was the free gift, which is lovely. So that was the September issue, and then I also got the October issue of the World of Cross Stitch. Henry VIII is on the front cover, which reminds me of Ginger Gerald. And then the free gift was this cute chart. Look at this. By Margaret Sherry. Look at that little cutie. And you can chart, you know, to you or for you in that gift tag. But wouldn't that be a cute birthday gift or birthday tag? I think that's really sweet. So I love getting cross-stitch magazines in the mail. I just love flipping through them. And when my arthritis was acting up this week, and I wasn't able to stitch, I would just pull out my old magazines and look through them again, even if I've already looked through them. So I enjoy that. So that is, no, that's not all I got. Uh-oh, I can't find, hold on, I need to find, I feel so much more scattered today than normal. But the other thing I got is this little cross-stitch kit. It's Bergen in Norway. It's a city in Norway. My parents celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary on September 12th. And for their anniversary, they went to Norway, which is what my background heritage on my father's side is. And they got me this cute little kit. It comes with everything you need. The Ada, floss, needle instructions. So I'm going to do that up. My mom said she specifically gave it to me now so that I can make it into an ornament for my tree. So I am going to try to do that. Isn't that sweet? I'm going to put a picture in of my parents 50 years ago and then more recently from last year, just so you can see them. They're really cute. So this is them at their wedding in September 1969. And then this picture was taken of them. We did family pictures last year with my brother and myself and my parents. So this is one of them. They're very cute. They're still very much in love, and it's very sweet to see. So I got that. So I am going to be starting that. This is what I couldn't find. It wasn't in my haul bag because I had put it away with my patterns. So I got that out. So that's good. So that's my haul. Now, plans moving forward. So I am actually going to be uploading next weekend, not 2 weeks from now, next weekend, because in 2 weeks I am going to be traveling. My 20-year college reunion is coming up in the Chicago area, so I will be at that. I'm very excited about it. I went to a very tiny school. I always do this tiny. It was bigger than this, but my school had, when I was there, had about 1,000 students total. And it was one of those schools where everybody lives on campus for all 4 years. So there was no off-campus housing or anything like that. So because you lived on campus for 4 years and because it was such a small student body, you got to know people really, really well, for better or for worse. So you just develop these relationships and these connections with people that have lasted the test of time, really. So I'm very excited to go back and see some people I haven't seen that, you keep up with on Facebook, but you haven't necessarily seen in person, to see the campus and the changes that have been made, and just be in the Chicago area, which was really my first home away from home. I grew up in Nebraska, and I left for undergrad to a suburb of Chicago. So it'll be really fun to be back there. But that's why I'm going to upload next week. And I think I might want to start doing more or less every week, starting next year in the new year, just to see how that goes. Because I miss you. I miss you guys when it's been so long. But plans. So my plans are, I'm going to keep working on this, Stars Bright, for my friend. I want to try to get, I won't get this all complete in the next week, but that's what I'm going to work on moving forward, because I'm kind of on a roll. It'll be great to have the border done and just get that done. Now, this is the crazy thing I decided to do. So in the past, every other year, I make ornaments for my coworkers. I make them, so this is from 2016. This is an example of one. It's just felt. I use a die cutting machine and die cuts, and I cut out, this is a snowman, and he has little beads for eyes, and he's sewn together. He has a little bit of stuffing in him. So this was just a sample one that I made, and the ones I gave people, it said 2016 on the back. This one doesn't. I need to put that on there so I don't forget what year I made this. But this is just a sample of the type of thing that I made. Then last year, so I skipped 2017 just because they are a lot of work, and I have to make usually about 25 or so to make one for everybody in our department. This I made last year, little reindeer. I didn't put stuffing in him, and he's fine. I did put, he has a back, and it's sewn together. And the ones that I gave away had a little charm on it that said 2018 hanging from his necklace. And then I glued on beads for eyes and the nose. Can you see that? And the little antler. So that is what I did. And then I started I've been feeling lately like I need a win. I need a finish. So I do these really large projects, and you all have made me start a bunch of new projects. Jan Hicks, I'm looking at you, because I used to be a monogamous stitcher. But with these really big projects like Harbor Haven, which is great and I love it, but I can't do all that without, it's 12 different scenes. So I have 4 done. I need a break from it. And now that we're getting into Christmas and holidays and all that, so I think I'm going to try, tell me how ridiculous this is, I'm going to try to make ornaments, cross-stitch ornaments for people at work. We are now up to, I think I have to make 29 of them. I am going to use this is the Ultimate Cross Stitch Christmas magazine from 2018, so last year's. And I found these really quick, easy, make sure, yeah, there's no charts. So there's some quick and easy ones, and I'm just going to make the ones that aren't really Christmas, because not everybody celebrates Christmas, but just kind of more the cute, little holiday themed ones. So, there's a wreath, there's Rudolph, there's a little cat. So I think they're pretty small. If I hold it back here, you can see some of those are the charts, so I can't get too close. And there's a lot of them. So I think I'm going to try to make those. I placed an order from 123 Stitch for some floss that I needed and some embellishments. I get the little charms that say the year from Etsy. So I think I'm going to try to do that. I need to make 29 of them. It is September 21st, and then finish them. And I think for finishing them, I'm just going to do it really simple this year. I'm going to do felt backing because I have a bunch of this felt backing, put a hanging loop on it, and call it good. So it's not going to be anything super fancy. We'll see how this goes. And then next year, I've already picked out, well, I have it narrowed down to 2 choices that I want to do next year. So I can start earlier and maybe get a couple of them done, throughout the year. So that's my new crazy project. Can I get 29 ornaments done? But I can't just stop there, right? Because I have some kids in my life that I like to make ornaments for as well. So we'll see what ridiculousness I get in. So with it being almost October, I am working on Tiny Modernist Haunted Mansion. I started that last October. I thought about pulling that back out. So when I make a little more progress on Stars Bright, I might pull that out. I didn't pull it out for you today because I'm just not sure if I'm going to do that or not in October. And then I would also there's a couple charts starting in November that are just pumpkins and whatnot for Thanksgiving. So I would like to pull that out too, but a lot of it just depends on where I'm at with Stars Bright. But I do feel like I need some quick finishes. For the ornaments, I am going to be using this perforated paper. You can see I kind of started, but I think it's hard to see because you would cut around it and then just glue felt on the back. I think it said over 2. This is 14 count perforated paper. I got this from the Mill Hill kits because I'm collecting 12 of them, I think, maybe 16. I haven't decided yet. But I'm not using the perforated paper that came with it. So I have all this leftover perforated paper. This color will work fine for some of the ornaments I want to make. I did order some just white perforated paper from 123 Stitch for the ones that this color won't work. But for things like the reindeer, and it is quite small. This is just an antler. I know it's hard to see. So I think I had to read the directions, but I think they said do it over 2. 14 count over 2 would be what, 4 strands of floss? So we'll see. I'm still playing around with it, but this is something easy, quick I can do. I think they said most of these ornaments should take 2 to 3 hours to finish, which isn't too bad. Times 30, but we're not going to go there and do that math. So that's my plan for the upcoming time. This is something I could take on the trip with me when I go to Chicago. I could maybe even do it on the plane. I don't need super great lighting in the hotel room to work on this. So this is something I might be able to take with me, which is nice because the other pieces I have are really big and the 28, 32 count and lighting and all that. So that's my plans coming up if you could follow all of that. Now, we are 27 people away from hitting 1,000. So thank you so much for coming back week after week. If you're new here, thank you so much for being here and spending part of your day. I know there's a lot of Flosstubers out there, so I appreciate you spending part of your weekend with me. We are 27 away. So if you are watching and you just haven't hit subscribe. Once we reach 1,000, I'm going to do 10 giveaways and I'm starting to collect things for them. And I think you'll really like it. And it'll be really exciting for the giveaways. So keep that in mind. If you watch regularly and you haven't subscribed yet, just hit subscribe and we'll get up to 1,000 and can do a bunch of giveaways. Okay, I think that's everything. Today, I am going to upload this video. I am going to pull out all my fall decorations and start decorating for fall. And then I am running some errands with a friend, and then we're going to go have a steak dinner, just because. So that's what's on the plan for today. It is sunny out right now. Tomorrow's supposed to be a nice rainy day. I say nice rainy day because I like that. So what I might do tomorrow is I might just work on laundry, sit on the couch, watch some football, and work on this. I started this, but I think I'm going to take it out. I already explained that. Thanks for bearing with me. Oh, real quick. One more thing I forgot to tell you that I ordered. And I'm only talking about this before it arrives because I haven't heard anybody really talking about it. Christmas cross-stitch festive favorites. So this is, I got an ad in the mail. I'm a sucker for it. Festive Christmas. It's a book. Oh, well, that's not the book. That's the free gift. Okay, so you get, they sent this whole thing. You pay, I think it was $20, and it's a Christmas cross-stitch book. And so I'm assuming these are some examples of patterns in the book. Can you see that? So I liked so many of them just in this flyer. So I ordered the book, and we'll see. I've never gotten a book like this before. I don't know what it is, but I will. It's put out by Craftway Books. It's one of those where you pay in 4 installments, so it ends up being only $20. And then I think you're on their list or something. But I'm excited for that to come, so I will probably do a flip through of that. I know I've been thinking about doing flip throughs in magazines, but I know a lot of other Flosstubers do that. But if you ever want me to do a flip through of a magazine, I will be happy to do that. Just let me know. But this book, I think I will definitely do a flip through of, just because it's something a little bit different that we haven't really seen. I haven't anyway seen it before. Okay, now that's everything. I'm looking around my table. That is everything. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And happy stitching. Bye.